The follow-up is simple. Ask a question, listen to the answer, then follow up. I'm your host, Noah Kozlov. Enjoy.
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Follow-Up Podcast. I'm Eden, and this is my dad, Noah. And every week we have a different conversation about something I want to talk about. And today, we're going to talk about all types of different challenges.
Challenges. It's a good conversation. And then we should say that this week was a little bit more of my idea than your idea, right? I mean, we talked about it, and you said, yeah, I think that's a good one, but you didn't run in and say, Dad, this is what I want to talk about this week,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Just want to make sure we're honest.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
But we didn't really have a topic until earlier today.
Because there are so many different things that we can talk about.
Yeah.
And
It's very hard to choose.
we thought that this week would be a good time to talk about challenges, as we've talked about so many different COVID challenges, but now we could talk about some challenges in first grade. We can talk about some physical challenges, some emotional challenges, some mental challenges.
Challenges of all types, like I said.
Right, so let's even start with today.
Okay.
Swimming. It's an hour of swimming.
And I just moved on. So it's an hour. It is a very hard class.
Right. And so you did it for the first time 2 weeks ago, and then we're off for a week, and we did it again this week. And after the first time an hour, you said that it was too long, but you stopped yourself from saying it was too hard.
Because it's hard, but it's not like I can do it. But it's not like I can't do it at all.
So what were you today? I was there with you today, and I was just so proud of how hard you worked. So what were you telling yourself to get through some of those moments of
really,
being tired and being so hard?
Tired. So what I thought about was, I don't have to lay on my side, or when I'm doing another stroke where you're breathe, you just kick on your belly. I can roll to my back.
Okay.
Or I can roll it to my side, because those are all types of breathing ways you can breathe.
Okay.
When you're swimming. So and they're not tiring at all. Really. They don't really use any energy out of you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can do that, it gives you kind of back energy, and when you're on your back, you're just floating. So you're not really doing anything.
And then you're able to go, all right, burst of energy.
Yeah.
Burst of energy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what about, as you see the clock moving on and you think, oh man, we still have 30 minutes left. How do you get through that?
When I was looking earlier, I was we've only done 25 minutes. And I thought we would be at 30.
Because your other class had been 30.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big difference.
So how'd you get through it?
So I got through it, and I was thinking that every stroke probably takes about 5 minutes. Because there's 6 kids, and it's every 10 seconds you're going back and forth. Then sometimes it's 2 times. So it takes about 10 minutes, something like that.
Okay.
And I was actually right. I looked at the clock. And I think it was actually 1 time back and forth, but it took about 5 minutes because of all the kids.
Mm-hmm.
It actually went faster after I knew.
So you thought
minutes.
it's only going to be, if it's only 5 minutes, we only have 6 strokes left, something like that? Is that what you're thinking about?
No, but I was thinking, okay, so counting down the clock every time. Okay, it's 30 now. It's 35. It's 45. 40, 45.
And that helped.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just put certain things in your mind.
Yeah.
What about challenges? Because challenges come in all different forms.
Right.
So this is a physical challenge, a little bit of a mental challenge to get through some things. How do you deal with challenges in school? And again, I don't want to mention any names, but maybe challenges on the playground. I remember going through those when I was in first grade and in elementary school. How do you get through those?
Pass out and
How did I do it?
No, but how so when you're saying that playing challenges with your friends?
With your friends, if trying to come to a compromise, or someone is being mean, or someone's doing something that you don't want to be doing because you don't think it's the right thing. How do you deal with that stuff? It's a different type of challenge, but it's something to deal with.
If they're not doing the right thing, I'm can we just do this now? Trying to just not saying that it's not right, but just saying let's do something else.
Oh, so you try to get them away from doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
But not saying hey, that's not the right thing to do.
If I don't want to do that, like in both ways, combining it like that, I was like, let's just do that.
Okay.
Or like, if I don't want to do what they're doing, maybe like, why don't we play this for a little, and then we can play that for a little.
Oh.
That doesn't really happen because I feel like all of my friends like the same thing. But if that rarely happens, I usually say that.
Mm-hmm. And try to compromise that.
Yeah.
One. Yeah. And what about challenges in the classroom? Because you've got
New kids.
You've got new kids now, so you went from 12 to 20. And how do you deal with just so many different voices and opinions and personalities, and some kids not doing the right thing? How do you deal with that challenge of staying focused?
It's like fine, like it's very distracting if someone's not doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like active, let's say.
Yeah.
But and what was I gonna say? And when you're calling out, when that happens, like a lot, like sometimes it's like a few voices at once, and as Leah says, it clogs her ears. She can't hear.
Yeah, I understand it.
Like,
yeah.
When I can't really hear anybody. Like,
Right, because if everybody's talking at the same time, then you can't hear anybody.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like blah 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 blah.
So how do you handle that?
I handle it as just like kind of looking at the main speaker of who was talking first, or like Miss Leah.
Okay. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, there are a lot of different ways to handle different challenges, and challenges arise at different times throughout your life. Like every day you're going to face some sort of challenge, but you might not know at the time that this is a challenge. Right, just something to deal with.
Right. Like, tell me some of the challenges that you might have had on the playground. Like, you...
Oh, when I was in elementary school? Yeah, yeah, so some of those challenges were, say, with like just physical challenges of playing basketball against kids who were a lot bigger than I was, or faster than I was. Or there's challenges of, I never really liked it. When we used to play basketball and football, sometimes we would just say, all right, these 5 are on this team, these 5 are on that team, but sometimes you say, all right, these are the 2 captains, pick teams. And I never really liked it at the time, but I never said anything, and looking back I feel like I should have, but you never want you never want someone to feel left out. You never want someone to feel like, oh, I was the last pick. Like no one really wanted me on their team, no one picked me, so I'm the last pick, so that means I'm the last one here, so I'm just going to be on that team. So I always felt like if for that, and I never felt that, that wasn't me, but I always felt in my head like how can we eliminate that? And I guess just at the time it just wasn't mature enough to figure it out.
Like, was it you, or was it sometimes other people? Mostly.
It was other people. It was never me. Mm-hmm. But if I was a captain, I never liked being in that position where I was choosing like this person or that person because I thought that person was better than the other person because you want to win.
You were choosing like some of your friends.
Friends, yeah, and you try sometimes.
Or people you know, or maybe you don't know, but like maybe they're new or something.
Right, and I do remember, I don't remember his name, but I do remember choosing someone who had been like the last pick the day before. It sticks out of my head. Like in 3rd grade, and then the next day choosing them first because I do remember feeling badly about it.
Were you the one who chose them last?
I wasn't a captain that day. But it's those things that you do realize, not so much in the time, but as you get older, that is it really that important to win the game at recess, or is it more important to have some fun and make sure that everyone feels good about it?
Yeah.
Right. It's better that way, I think. Yeah, and then as you get older, you have different challenges. Like mom and I have challenges as husband and wife. Like you get over and you have to figure out life-wise. There are challenges with things as simple as like a schedule or parenting. Yeah, there's all sorts of challenges.
And it's like, even if you're like the last pick, like you were saying, I feel like maybe you just like happen to play really good and like have fun. Maybe it doesn't matter if you're the last pick mostly, but if you had fun and maybe played well that game, it's like...
Right, but you just hope that...
surprising or something.
Which would be great. Yeah, which would be great.
You just hope you're that, really.
Right, because then you have that feeling like, wow, nobody wanted me on their team. I'm the last one to be
Right.
picked. So as you get older, you start to think about those types of challenges. Yeah, you try like I know there's a lot of elementary school drama that you deal with maybe, or that we dealt with. We just always want you to know that, and I hope you do feel comfortable, and you can tell me if you don't, that you can tell us anything, that we're not going to judge you on how you handle the situation. We're just going to tell you, okay, here's how we would suggest handling the situation. So you can always come to us with questions and let us know just be honest with us. That's all. Just be honest.
And what happened that day?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what happened? What was
Right.
it? Like, describe it.
Yeah, right. And if you're facing like challenges like last week in swimming, we talked about it. Look how much better today was. Yeah, that stuff works. That stuff works. All right, I love you.
I love you so much.
Thanks, bud.
Oh, go.